I don't know who this guy is you just described. I think my PR team is just a bit over. Expectation management, guys. The session is recorded, so every voucher I have for you, and everybody who knows my talks, I always have vouchers, will come after the recording. So if someone wants to use one of the tools I have here, I have the vouchers there. If someone wants to use Omio, I have a voucher for you. I think it's limited to 50. That will not be enough for this group here. Yeah, but that's the start. Expectation management. It's not all about AI. I know you're here because of AI, I guess, and now it's getting popular. 3 years ago, when I wrote about OpenAI on my first talks about this topic, everybody was in the audience like, oh yeah, and no one was interested. And now everybody is interested. And we're using actively large language models at Omio in daily business since, I would say, a year and some months now. So I can talk about that a bit here. I also don't have to sell you anything, yeah, except when you travel, use Omio. So that was my selling part, yeah. So I have no other tool or no stocks and anything I will show you here. Then let's start. I have a timer? I have a timer, yeah. These guys are really strict on timing here. So, how tools and AI will change your marketing forever. We have 4 sections. 3 slides on Omio, but I think Peggy mentioned everything already. The way we work changed quite fast in travel, as you can imagine what happened in March, April 2020. So I have a lot of experience in that one. 2 ideas here, how you can get more efficient. Then 2 tools, one to understand your customer better on a daily or in an hourly basis. Yeah, so how can you scale your audience understanding together with how do you scale actual reviews, actual content, yeah, tool-based. And then we jump to what everybody loves to hear, the synthetic age is happening now. Yeah, good? Really active crowd here today, I can see it and feel it, yeah? About me, so that's what you read, I guess, Peggy. I'm doing this since a long time now. Productivity first. So what is Omio? Omio is a very basic. We are a travel app in 60 app stores on 37 domains, I think. And we're the translation service for every foreigner in a country. So if you're a German, you know Deutsche Bahn, correct? So you don't need us. I use Deutsche Bahn for my ticket from Brandenburg, where I live, to Berlin. But what's the main provider in France again? Yeah, one person? Oh no, that was just a... Okay, so what's the main provider in Spain? Yeah, okay, so one person. So only the Spanish expats from Prenzlauer Berg know the answer in this group. No one else knows. So we are the translation service for everybody who's not in their home country. So if a US person comes to Europe and they don't know if they have to fly to Hamburg when they're in Berlin, that's what we offer. That's the story here. We have 1,000 provider. Yeah, that's quite a big number. Probably not everybody knows that. I think the unicorn status came because we have that. That was the commercial part. Now we come to the fun part. The way our work changed, I think it was the 6th of April when it changed hard for us. We lost 98% in revenue. Yeah. And when you're a unicorn, you can imagine that was not a small number because no one was allowed to travel anymore. So we had to change fast the way we work. We had to change fast also the number of people who worked in the company. Basically, every process changed. I have 3 very basic things to enter here, the talk, or what we did. The first one is around what is new work. Who knows the word new work? Yeah, please. You have to raise your hand now. New work. Everybody talks about new work in your company now. Yeah, HR talks about it. So new work is basically has 6 pillars for me. Yeah, so the way we do meetings now, the way we have work-life blending, work-life balance is the old word I heard. Yeah, you maybe remember that. How agile you do your planning, office quality time. Who's back in the office for at least 1 day a week? Oh wow. So 60% still don't come back to the office. Yeah, so not good. Don't let your boss that know. Anyway, leadership style change and flexible working times we have now all over the place. I have 3 examples for how you can make your meetings better. First one, spend less time in meetings, reduce the number of meetings and meeting efficiency. I have a nice tool. If anyone who heard of the tool, get double vouchers later, okay? So the first one is, who cleared his calendar in January 1st and deleted all meetings? Who made a tabula rasa? Who cleared the desk in January? Like no meetings in January, like Spotify. Who read the article from Spotify? And Spotify, they cleared their calendar, no meetings at all. And they just came back with meetings 2-3 months later. No one? So you still have the same meetings than you had last year? Nice. Maybe you should rethink this. So first one, clear a calendar and let it run 2-3 months like this, and then you see which meeting is really important for you. The second one is a model I didn't invent it, so don't put it on YouTube and say I invented it. It's similar to what other HR handbooks write. You have 4 meeting types, and you usually cluster meetings by time frame: daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, yearly. Is that a good thing? Is that how you should structure meetings when you want it to be efficient? Maybe not, no? So maybe you cluster them a bit more efficient and make 3 versions out of it. Yeah, that's where you can make a picture from exactly. And quote me with kick meetings, yeah? So I thought, like, let's group meetings in a different way and say we only have update meetings, planning meetings, and create, innovate, collaborate meetings. So every meeting where in-person contacts are more important. There are a lot of US studies around that these meeting types are much more efficient if they are done in person in the office. So this gives you an idea which meeting types you should do a hybrid or you can do from home more efficient, and which ones, the kick meetings, you can do from office. So that's what you should do in your company. And then I used another HR model and clustered them in this way. What is a formal agenda, informal agenda, and where do you have to collaborate? Yeah, and where what is more an update, an information monologue, information flow in one direction. And then you can actually see that meeting types like ad hoc meetings to clear something, personal one-on-ones I would always do in person, obviously. Meetings where you have to create something, innovate something, are always more on that side. So that's an example from, I think these are my teams here. Do this for your company. Yeah, check where you want to have your, if you say you can do, it's efficient if you do a team building remote in a video call. Yeah, try it. I don't think that works. So the idea is cluster them, and then you see more efficient. You have less meetings. You know which one you can do from home, so you can exactly say how much days you have to be in the office. I guess it's a day, yeah, to do these meetings over there at least, yeah. I need more than 1 day, and I really like to be at home, yeah. I have kids at home, I go fishing, all great stuff at home, so why come to Kreuzberg? But that gives you the hours you need basically in the office. Yeah, make sense? Yeah, good. Yeah. Second model, the best meeting, we all know it, is none. If we need to have meetings, what are the problems? Problems are usually we don't define clear goals. Yeah? We have no focus. I don't like to do agendas, so luckily someone's doing agendas for me now, finally, but I'm missing the agenda. I speak too much, yeah, at home, in meetings, everywhere, so people run overtime. How do you get rid of this? I have a tool for this. So now comes the double voucher question. Who uses Verbally already? Okay. So I use a tool called Verbally. You put it in your calendar. It gives you an agenda. I had to cut it out here. Gives you an agenda. Gives you a timer of the speaker. It maps you. If you say in the calendar entry, Norman speaks 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, the bubble gets red, and I get yeah. So for stand-ups, great thing. So you have an agenda. You have the timer. You see when the speaker is over the timer. It starts with an icebreaker. When you have special meetings or so, in the first 30 seconds. GDPR compliant, and works on, I think, all 3 platforms. So Verbally is the way to go, or similar things, yeah? I think it's called meeting efficiency tools in the future. How do you get more productive in meetings? How do you get more efficient with your time, yeah? So everything we see around AI and so on will come in a second. That's also about productivity, yeah? But if you waste 20% of your time in meetings, you don't need an AI tool to get 10% productivity out there. So I guess that's interesting. And then I had some thoughts here for you. First one is, Of course, you have the actual meeting plan in there. You can measure how long is the meeting. Is it always overtime or shorter? So you can actually define the exact time of your meetings. Yeah. Interesting is that if some team leads are here, you can also check if someone is using too much Fillworks. Fillworks has a too short speaker time, is not speaking at all or speaking all the time. Yeah, you can recommend your team how to optimize the meeting. And this one is new. It's not from the tool. It was just my thought on it. Think about with all the text to speech, text to content, text to summaries, tools that are out there. You can actually use such a tool in your calendar, and everything that is set, you can transcript in text. Use one of the AI tools to summarize it in 5 bullet points, and you have 10 seconds to summarize all your meetings. Yeah. So even the deeper ones, tech meetings and so on. Yeah, it's out there. There will be probably a tool solution soon for that, but this step is already what we can do now. Yeah. So think of it, what you can do there. You can scan it there. I think it's for free. No voucher needed. So that's how we understand ourselves better. Now we have to understand our customer better, and I think I have to hurry up a bit. Understand our customer better. What are we usually doing? You ask big companies like Nielsen, Gartner, and so on for 40K to work 8 weeks or so on a study to understand your customer better. You get the data late, and you cannot repeat it often. That's what happened so far in the last 40 years. Sorry for all the data guys there and so on. Yeah. This is, I don't want to call it old school, but that is very deep, very long taking processes to ask someone like Gartner, YouGov, nice studies, no question. But what if you can really measure digital behavior in real time? Yeah. So there are tools out there, like my example here is Raskas, raskas.com. I know the name is strange, doesn't matter. What Raskas does, they measure how people actually behave. They don't ask them. Yeah, these guys here, they ask people, and then you have the bias. Are you sustainable? You're all sustainable, huh? So you're all like eco-travel. You know what you can measure? Everybody, 95% in Berlin Mitte like eco-travel. You know how much don't book the flight when there's a train? 1%. Yeah. So people talk, but don't walk the way there. And that's what you will not see here, because you ask the people and everybody is eco-friendly. But there you can measure it. You know? So nice tooling, use Raskas to understand your customers better. Example from the fashion world here. So you can drill down into zip codes here, or country here in this case, Croatia, to see where's the difference between Nike and Zalando and their audience. You can actually see Zalando audience is way more, not way more, but it's more on the sustainable side and more on the luxury side here. And you get this data ad hoc, so you don't need to ask someone. Yeah, you go into the tool, you get for your audience, you defined all data out there. Makes sense? Yeah. I asked ChatGPT on Monday, just for you guys. Yeah, it's similar. You can ask everything. In every zip code, you can define for every item you want to have, your company, your topic, eco-friendly, and ChatGPT. You know, how many people like it? And believe me, 4.2 million in 2 months. I've never seen this before for anything. Yeah, what's the affinity of a German person, like in Berlin, in Hamburg, in Hessen, to somehow like or use or interested in ChatGPT? Yeah, I've never seen such a curve there. Yeah. By the way, I mean, drill in. I guess there are free versions, or I probably have a voucher somewhere, and do it for your topic. You would see that never happened before in the world. And you can also see someone who's interested in ChatGPT is more interested in sustainability, and the security guys are also here. Yeah? So if you're German, you know what's going on there. So, and the last thing they have a category, so you can just go in. I met O'Neill yesterday on the evening event. Yeah, just go in there, check for your brand in there, check for your topic, and you can get all audience analytics there and don't have to ask, I don't say Gartner or anyone for the next 8 weeks to get this data out. Yeah, so we understand ourselves better, we understand our audience better. What do we have to deliver to this audience on a scaled way that they are happy that they can make a better decision and you get more conversions? We all know a price is good, a strong brand is good, convenience on your product is good, but what do they actually need? They need reviews. Yeah? So who bought something based on reviews on Amazon, for example? Yeah, who uses really reviews? I mean, I wouldn't buy a fishing rod for 500 euros if I don't get a review. Yeah, I would say 80%, and the other 10 are just lazy. The no voucher guys today and girls. I found it too. I had a problem. Yeah, the problem was I understand my audience. I know they want reviews because they don't know if they need to travel to whatever Neuschwanstein. Yeah, is that something valuable for a US customer? Do I need the PS5? Yes. Probably I don't need a review there. So there are a lot of studies out there how reviews actually drive the conversion. Yeah, but how do you scale conversion on your site? Yeah, the real. What's the tooling behind? Is it your own CRM? You set it up, you wait 6 months. So I sadly had no time to wait. So I found a tool called, I think it's called Cmenio. Strange name. You have to write it down now. Yeah, it's called Cmenio. They have an app, and they whenever someone buys a product, they can make their authorship on it. So say, hey, I really bought it, but send a picture and so on that I bought it, send the receipt or something. So they have real reviews of products in there, and you can get them ad hoc. Yeah. So if you need ad hoc reviews, yeah, in this new content world, yeah, where's on the real content side are the reviews here, and also reviews are scalable now. Yeah. So you don't have to wait for it. Human written stuff in there. Now, yeah, you don't have all this negative things in there, like delivery bash. Yeah, so not the delivery guy is bashed in the review, but actually the product is really reviewed with all the pros and cons. So also the negative ones. Yeah, I like the approach. It looks like this. Yeah, there's I think it's called Cmenio. It's like, think of it like trusted shops. Yeah, trusted shops, but for reviews. Quite interesting. So that's what you get, and you can scale it in languages. I don't know how much languages. I think I tested 3 or 4. You have to check yourself. So the scale reviews here on the manual side. Then you have content in the middle, rule-based content, standard, still handwritten content, and now we come to the new world of synthetic content, the synthetic age. Yeah. So how can we use the synthetic world that comes up now to get more productive, to be more productive? Now I have one slide you really have to pay attention. It's a boring slide, yeah, but these are the fundamentals you have to understand. Sorry for that. Is there like no, it's not working. We don't have to take care of cloud and computer. Yeah, that's something, I mean, in this room here, you know, cloud hardware and platforms are not interesting for us. That's taken care of. But what we are interested in end-to-end apps like Midjourney. Hopefully you all have used Midjourney. Nice pictures, huh? So Midjourney to create is a fundamental model, but also the end-user app, yeah? You also have closed source models you all heard about, GPT-3, 3.5 now for OpenAI uses it for ChatGPT, yeah? There are also like open source foundational models, GPT-J and all this. It's not just or GPT-3, yeah? It's the best one at the moment, but there are way more. Stable diffusion for pictures, for example, and so on. And then you have model hubs where you actually collect these models, you know? And then what everybody knows, what you can use today are the apps on top of these models. So you have to define as a company, do you want to work on the model itself? Yeah, so the model is, let's say, the large language model, you want to use GPT-3, you use the OpenAI API for it, put on your own data in there, your 10,000 FAQs, your 100,000 product descriptions, whatever is your own data set on it, yeah, and use the large language model to get new content out of it. Yeah, that's the first approach here. You can do on the model level, or you just use the apps that are out there. To make it easy for us today, I have just the apps world here, or the tooling world for us on the next slides. This is the tooling world. Don't make a picture. There's the link. The world is big. They're everywhere. Every day you see it probably in your streams. There are a lot of companies based on the large language model for ads, scaling content, analytics. Even I can't read the other stuff there. Yeah, so this is the world we live in. So I shrink it down to 4 use cases for us. 4 use cases. The one is create text with an AI, create pictures with an AI, create content, or be more productive. So these 4 use cases are the ones you can do immediately here in this marketing group with the new AI technologies. With these 4 use cases, we still have limitations. Everybody asked me, hey, what are the limitations of using it? You all saw it, yeah? Wrong answers and stuff. And believe me, data points are wrong in there still, yeah? Don't expect out of something like Jasper or ChatGPT correct data on whatever, station distance or whatever it is, yeah? So they have limited train data. If it's not in there, they make a calculation, can be wrong. Limited training set. They are harmful sometimes in what they want you to do. The quality glitches you probably have seen, especially on pictures, you see them more often, or it's just an incorrect information. So if you need real correct information, you better go with a rule-based approach like Retresco, IX semantics, text broker testing, and so on, yeah? Just to mention you guys. But what are the use cases, yeah? First one is you get much more efficient. Yeah, you can use it to write the briefing. You remember how much time it costs to write a briefing for something? Briefing efficiency is there. Ads and content at scale works already now. Yeah, it's clear. Some libraries. The testing section, guys. Yeah, how long does it take to get 10 ads out of it? In all times, you have to wait 2 weeks or something for a creative studio to deliver something. Now it takes you like a second to get 100 variations. So testing will be like the new championship game here, yeah? If everybody can do the same, if everybody has an open language model at hand, it will be who can use it better and make more testing out of it and get a higher conversion rate out of it, yeah? So this is the world we're going in here. Oh yeah. I did the homework for my kids here, 9th grade, perfect. Yeah, slavery in ancient Roman Empire. I've never written so cool stuff, yeah? So that's also working. I think it goes up to university level already, but this level works, for sure. Tools we have for the last 7 minutes here, man. You guys push me. ChatGPT Pro, I like the Barely one. Hyperwrite, because of timing, I had to cut out, so you have to make a picture if you want to use it. It's an add-on, just helps you writing directly wherever you are, in LinkedIn, in Gmail, and so on. Some words on Jasper and Midjourney, and last slide, pre-last slide on Google Video Creation. So these are the best $20 I spent in my last years. You don't have to wait for ChatGPT to load anymore. So if anyone uses ChatGPT, who tested ChatGPT? Oh wow, 99%. Great stuff, guys. So this is the one where you don't have to wait. So I would really go into. I mean, there are a lot of other things that set up on top of OpenAI and GPT-3. That's a very easy one. Everybody knows it because of the hype. Yes. So it makes sense to jump into this one. Have you generated code with it, used more complex prompts? It's easy. Even I understand what's going on there. When you say, hey, give me the schema markup for my products, for breadcrumbs, whatever you want to do, you really get the code out of it, yeah? You can build real WordPress pages with it, or whatever, you name it, yeah? So code generation in all facets is so easy possible now that... yeah, every tech department should have a look into this one. Or what I heard from the tech guys is, if you don't know what a function is doing, put the function in there and do it the other way around. Yeah, you don't know what the function is, put it in, you get the output. What the function is doing. Yeah, so you really speed up. My son was programming a little 2D game, and he didn't know the way around how to get the code. Here you get it, and you can also understand what the code does that you find. Yeah, both ways work really well already. Barely AI, barely, like Bear. Barely AI is a browser plugin, I think, for Chrome, but also I think you can also use it for Windows. Barely is an AI that generates of everything you find a summary or a management summary, creates pictures of what you find. Just let it. I just tested on English websites. If you read a longer article on Economist or so, click the button, in live it generates you the summary in good, yeah, out of the article, not just the headlines, but the real summary. So an AI-based summary of longer articles. If I had this at university times 20 years ago, boom, yeah. Great tool if you want to get real AI summaries, and there are some other things. Helps you writing, makes it suggestion, and takes you like seconds. Yeah, I think it's even for free. If you want to really scale with it, there's a company called Magic. They gave me the hint for that. I think it's like an AI leader here in Berlin. If you're around here, Magic.de I think is the domain. that what I mentioned before, you have your own data set. You know? You have your own FAQs. There are tools like Ultimate AI. They help your customer service to get more productive. You know? So I would say you still need the agent. Yeah? The agent gets the answer, the AI-based answer that they can give or that the AI can give to the customer on a problem they have. But now think about what you can also do. Collect all these 10,000s of data sets you have from such a tool, yeah, and create content for the user or pre-answers or real answers in a chatbot. So you can use your old data set from customer service as training set for OpenAI. Yeah? Use the OpenAI version, put your own training set in there, and the AI will use your own data set. So the answers will be always in your tone of voice, with your keywords, with your products, with your prices, whatever you name it. Yeah. So put your own training data set in there. Ultimate AI, one thing you could use on the customer service side. It's just an example. Yeah. There are much more other ways how you can do it, but I like this example here. Then we tested Jasper AI since a very long time. Hopefully you all tested Jasper. I think it's quite cheap. Yeah. The right one is a 20 seconds Jasper shot from me in the back. So actually, it's purely AI. Why was it product of the year? I think because it's so easy to use. Yeah, it needs you really. It takes you 20, 30 seconds to get pictures and text. So there's Jasper Text, Jasper Chat, Jasper AI, Jasper Art if you want to make pictures out of it. So try it. Really easy to use. Quality-wise, I would always go for Midjourney. If you want to use your own data set for picture creation, you have to use like Stable Diffusion, so you can use your own data set. Here, it's a limited training set they have in the tool. And last thing, it's not live, and I'm wondering what's going on there. Yeah, we all know. Yeah, the game between Bing and Google now. I don't know if it's a game. I think there's a lot of great development happening in both companies, especially also on Google's side. Google has Imagine Video. Yeah, you cannot use it. It's like there's the paper internally. I'm not sure if they can use it. But Google will make you text to videos in months. Everybody can create videos out of text. Yeah, so we will not be limited to like content or text content or pictures anymore. There are a lot of other tools already out there, but that's a good example that even Google helps you creating videos in the future, AI-based. Yeah, and as you can see, I like takeaways. Haha, the joke is old. Let's do less meetings, yeah, be more productive in the meetings, skip them out if not needed, and use the tool to make it more useful. Get customer insights live, yeah. Use something like Askas. I think there are only 2 or 3 tools of that kind in the world, really great. Be more efficient when it comes to using AI. Your asset production, content production already now can be scaled in languages, in translation, in tonality. And as Mr. Spock would say, embrace new technologies and prosper. That's it. I like the Mr. Spock, but you're too young for Mr. Spock, right? 40 seconds for questions.
First? Anyone going to be first? Otherwise, I will, Norman.
Yeah?
I just have to know, those are some great tools, so I'm going to try verbally right after the conference.
Yeah.
I need something like that. But maybe you can give us an idea. It's maybe not product hunt. Where are you getting the ideas? Where do you get the inspiration? Or do you just try everything? Or is there a destination where the audience can go to try and keep up?
I have someone from a team sitting there who's doing the job for me. No, I'm also, but I like to be innovative. I studied management of innovations. I like innovations. I think we run into a new world. We had a lot of like fat years now, and now we slim down all the processes. So we really have to be innovative, and I like this kind of approach. Yeah. So the one who will not innovate now in the next years will get into serious problems in this blown up world we have seen in the last 4 or 5 years. So better innovate now. So I'm looking for it. But yes, I have a big Berlin-based economy and network. We exchange a lot. Yeah.
So we need to follow you, basically, and then you'll share. Then you'll share. Speaking of following, any other questions to follow up after this?
Yeah.
Yes, we have someone. Please.
These awkward moments when no one asks. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Norman. Thanks so much for your presentation. I'm a PM myself, so I spend so much time in the meetings, you can imagine. I'm just wondering if could there be, in theory, or maybe you experience some complications or problems while implementing those AI tools specifically for the meetings?
Hopefully I got it right. Like complications to install them, or problems or legal problems, or what do you exactly mean?
Yeah, more like problems, how your team perceive that, or I don't know. So basically any problems internally, not external.
Oh yeah, okay, got it. So if it's too much for the team or not, you think what happened in 2000? In 2000, the computer was introduced in a lot of jobs. 5 years later, everybody had to use the computer; they were out. Yeah. So I think it's a good example to see what's happening now. We don't have 5 years now to get more productive with these tools. So if your team thinks it's too much, find a way to train them and explain them that actually it saves them 20% of their time in a lot of tasks. Yeah. So show the positive things. I hear a lot of like rumors or like content teams getting smaller. I don't think that will happen. I think we will get more productive, so you can actually do more for the company, for itself, have a higher output of it. Yeah, so it's not the negative side that will come. Also with the computer, oh God, I'll lose my job. Yeah, 20 years ago, no, the computer makes you better. Yeah, that's I think what happens. Yeah. Oh yeah, now guys, you come out of the corners. Yeah.
Just to add on what the lady asked, basically, what will happen to the duplicate content when we are creating too much content using AI?
Yeah, nice one. I'm doing SEO since 17, 18 years now. I had own blog networks with a lot of duplicate content once, but not this decade. What will happen here is like Google said, yeah, if the quality is great, yeah, they will use it. It's not the only piece on your site. If you have a page that relays 99% of an AI-written content, that will not work. Yeah? If you have a page where a component is AI-written and that actually has more or better or is, has better data than a handwritten article, then this one is better. So you would not rely your business on pages that are fully AI-written. Yeah, so that will not happen. I know all the watermark discussions around, yeah, so it's all going on. Think of it in a way, you see in sports and finance news already, AI makes some contents better. Some contents you have to use rule-based versions, and for some articles you just need, they are so up to date, they need such a high level of whatever in-depth or niche knowledge that it needs human writing. So that's where it will go. So we will not see that these three will go away, but for sure we'll have a shift towards the AI-driven content. Yeah.
Another one. Oh, another question over here.
So when it comes to tools and AI, if you were to start from the ground up, so there's no marketing team, there is a new product, there's no company, and you're starting from the ground up, what would be, let's say, your 3 advice that you would give when it comes to tools and AI in marketing?
So if you have no company, it's good that the speaker are just in your direction and not my direction, by the way. So 3 tools I would start using when I have no company set up, so when I start on the green field. A good question. I mean, you need at least the founder. Out of these tools or out of like every tool? I mean, in general, productivity, you don't need verbally. Oh, marketing functions in a new company. AI-based will be quite difficult. I think you first have to test in your niche the different channels. So you need somehow experts to set it up. Yeah. So without experts, it will not work. We see the shift on the markets now. That we come back to a world where expertise is more valued than in the past 5 years. So without an expert for any kind of SEA functions, and that is a quite deep understanding, you can do a lot of stuff, but the setup will not be done by an AI. So without any kind of experts in marketing, the AIs will not operate at all. The biggest platforms have good AI systems already built in, yeah, so the expert can steer on that. So I wouldn't use an external solution, but rather use the ones that Google and Co offer. If I would set up a marketing thing, new structure, Maybe last thing is on attribution, yeah, where you can go deeper into and do your digital analytics part more. So when I would start, I would say, if you have budget to scale all the channels and then slim it down to see where it comes from, this is where AI can recognize pattern much faster. And then you want to do it out not only one platform, but over platforms. So all your 5, 6, 7 touch points you have. So this is the biggest use case at the beginning where you probably don't need too much people.
One more over there.
One more?
We have time for one more. Yeah, let's take it.
In German or loud in English? Otherwise, it's hard for me to understand.
It will be in English for sure. Nice. So I believe most of us here are more for information or maybe as an investor. I would like to know from your experience as a startup e-commerce company, what is your advice for companies who are moving towards AI?
As a business model or as in usage of AI? As a business. Naja, as a business, I think the greatest example of all times we have seen now with ChatGPT, if the hurdle is so low that everybody here, 99% can use it, and then you jump to 20 euros and you have 100 million customers, boom. Yeah, so like make the entrance barrier for your AI tool so low that everybody has to use it, and then make the monetization out of it. That's what I mean. That was just the last one. That's how basically all these models scaled up in the SaaS world when they want to be successful. So probably that's a good starting point. No, okay, guys. Okay. See you around.